production. Now, let's create a plant model for a galaxy using instances derived from the Area Object template. We then create instances from the Area Object template. These instances will be organized in the model view and used in the next section of this training, the deployment model. First, here is the template toolbox. As you can see, we already have an Area Object, App Engine, Wind Platform, and additional objects. For this training, we are using a training environment and a training folder. As a reminder, object templates automatically add a $sign as part of the naming convention when they are created. Keeping the $sign in the name distinguishes this as a template and may not have all the attributes your specific area object needs. Therefore, you may need to add some additional attributes when configuring the object for your galaxy. Notice the View tabs. These tabs allow you to change the way the objects are viewed based on the type of operation you are trying to perform. The model view is used to represent the physical relationship between these instances, which, as previously mentioned, is good for alarm reporting purposes. In the template toolbox in our Training Global toolset, we right-click the Area Object template and select New, and then select Instance from the shortcut menu. The instance appears in the model view. We rename the object to reflect the actual area in our plant, in this case, Receiving. Now, we need to create additional instances to represent all the areas in our plant. As with most applications, there is more than one way to create an instance. You just watched a demonstration using the right-click option to create an instance. Now, let's see how to use the drag and drop option. We click and hold the Area Object. Then we drag the object to the model view and then release or drop the object, in effect, moving a copy of the Area Object. We then rename the object to Production to represent the production area of our plant model. We repeat this process until we have created an object in the model view for each area in our facility to be represented in our galaxy. Additionally, because our production area has two unique areas in our simplified facility, Line 1 and Line 2, we create a sub-area for each of these. We also create an area called Control System, which was mentioned earlier, to assign different non-equipment objects such as platforms and engines. Remember, you create these objects from the Area Object template from the Template toolbox using either the right-click method or the drag and drop option. Then, rename the instance to represent an area in your plant or facility. This means, for our model, we now have 5 areas and our 2 sub-areas: Control System, Line 1, Line 2, Packaging, Production, Receiving, and Shipping, as shown on this graphic. Now, let's move the sub-areas, Line 1 and Line 2, to the proper area, Production. As mentioned on the previous slide, the production area consists of 2 production lines, which we named for this demonstration Line 1 and Line 2. However, the name for these sub-areas can be anything that is meaningful for your plant. Starting in the model view, we first use the drag and drop option. We select Line 1 object and then drag and drop the object on top of the production object. Line 1 now appears under the production instance. Now, using the right-click method, let's move line 2 under production. From the right-click shortcut menu, we select Assign To. The Assign To window appears. From the drop-down list, we select Production and click Assign. Line 2 is now assigned to the production instance. The model view now shows the logical layout of the plant. Let's look at the full Archesta IDE viewing bar, the template toolbox, and the model view. Now, let's review what you've learned in this first section, the plant model. Then, take a short knowledge check to test your understanding. In this section on the plant model, you learned about modeling of the facility, which included identifying areas and equipment within your facility. The plant model. We showed a layout of a simplified plant model. The area object. We used the area object template to create the areas within the plant. Instances. We created new instances of the area object template, including receiving, production, packaging, and shipping. We also created 2 sub-areas for the production area, line 1 and line 2. Finally, we created an area called Control System, which we will use in the next section. Identifying alarm reporting based on the plant model. We learned we should group alarm objects in the same area for easier responding for the operator responsible for those alarms. Now, you're ready to move to the next section that covers the deployment model. However, first, here are a few knowledge check questions for you to answer.